Assalamu alaikum, bali ngolo, kali kontong, alto kendol, nal kontong kendol, nal bali malem, lajalam. Ara station o yinto, sat o yin kono pi, mentata kanya araba lumfe. 2025, the last day of 2025, the Christian year. So mari ngolo, anana dung kibaru kungolto, ke futandala, men findan na Bangkok ang bit lola, karotil tan sabani kilongo December, New Year Eve. Sama nyolmu holiday ti dinada yibe bankol bekang dunia kono safo onyama naman ke sula bankol ti so ngara nyusiba bundal to santeng ngadung kibaru kungol dong ol futandal kibaru kum follow men findida standard nyusiba DARBOE SLAMS government for failing citizens DARBOE ay masakunda ay jalay bakede ko itul boitele nyanta menkela banku dengoli e promiso menta la hido menta banku dengoli wala hido nyin ya tinyale ema a fulfill nimboro to iko final China Gambia ila bantaba men ka soto in sound kono 2025 held with poverty comme ya bengo nyinke comme foarea la konyin ya bengo ko deilo lefa Commissioner General membe ko Yankuba Dabo na nyatan ko kanin lal kunun kuma kamal men finta ko itollaka kuntunte auditor la kiskisiro la ila denkira nyindo bari ate ay jabiro ko men nako ate namanam balang ila administration o ila institution namanam balang audit kilinna itol wate auditor ike welcome le ila fitam menna ekole dila ka jibe bari kukilin rong ini isu kilinda mal soto walam pour ko database nyum remove inaita ko wota kenola ninata jibe o damma isu soto o dammal imorodo Hamat ba minister memmarta local government na man secondary ngol kata na religious affairs atle jalairo ke UDP la meol ni la council be dam e chairman be ma fangol men na ko ye political le ke ko foloti janni binana kaje ko itul men na itul lado ko men fawte nyanta men dili wala buka ke men ye karto fay wala imanyol te banyon city council kanifi municipal council anin fanan brikama kata mansa konko abe wolal tumikam yo GRTS balan na Gambia radio television service it bunyaro men data beng ila sangitang kaberin GRTS sota Gambia banko nyinka ila service o me ya sota banko dengoli police wali mo kuta fula sota men be ko assistant inspector general ye kalangala men la nyin wato kono so ginen ki war ko de men bota standard newspaper ngata point newspaper fanan ngajibe itul fanna kibaru ko do men finta jeto bi tilola karo tiltan sabanin kilo anin fanan bi lum lungoti lon laban ni nata tuwabol la sawni so jang ya fintinde ko take jang membe ko na foreign minister membe ko Sring Modu ay kuma ka mon fonon ila bendula nyento wala visa restriction ni jiare fanan nyaton ko ay mayitande ko revenue top 23 billion before year end ko nyinan sango ye memotam Gambia di ngol bulu kodo nyatan kola lempo atata kanyam million billion muang anin saba billion muang nin saba nyinan sango Yankuba Dabo ay memfo ko yole muta Gambia di ngol fuarol bulu anin business la imbodoto jang kilo afinta de membe den ning councillors should not blame their incompetence on government subvention. Minister Bassett should not blame ako in area council manyana ka mansakunda jalai komen rong wol nyanta men di lele tul mansakunda man nyanta men di lela e buka di la ko kana mansakunda blame wala jam afinda jam fananto ata kilo membe den ning standard la kibar kum follow DARBOE press conference o men soto ay tulu konko men ke masakunda la ko mansakunda ni ajibe banko nyin betembo men to ko leabe la fa kam bakede ni na tajiba hardship rising hardship comme mansum fenna i feltale promission men i nyanta ka ke banku dingoli e onim bodoto state house na bankola bumba nyinto la director press membe ko ami suso bojang I implores Gambia's political parties to fight poverty collectively. Ako Gambia political party abinyin fole ko ya kata ye kafu nyoma ye fuarea kele banko nyinka. Nimbo te ka mene ko WALIC WALIC hands over 30 Ndama bulls to Livestock Association. Nino ni sol men ni bala balle mutede bari ka sutiale ka fo Ndama suru kango nyindo iko wole le in kafo membo ko WALIC wole yin ni sol di na bankola men be marlen be kango la ko le ka me Livestock Association ni US diplomat loud food child nutrition support to Gambian schools comme America la banko la diploma wala mako ro ki kafo dinno la balunya la domoro la karonya na fasaro ke Gambia la karamul ECOWAS commends peaceful Guinea election as country move towards constitutional rule ECOWAS jairo ke bakede membe den Guinea la carte fawnya na ngajibe Guinea Bissau la mba fo Guinea Conakry let me say I think it should be Guinea Bissau because odolta wol yayle man de kudeta alti let me see if the paper respond so my brief demanding I give it but it's going lengthy so let's see the ECOWAS election observation mission ECOM has commended the peaceful and transparent conduct of Guinea's 28th December, that means day before yesterday, presidential election, describing the process as a significant milestone in the country's return to constitutional governance after 4 years of military-led transition. Guinea Conakry lemu let's see. Speaking in Conakry after observing voting and ballot counting, the head of the ECOWAS mission, His Excellency Dr. Abdoulaye Diané, said the electoral process was calm, orderly, and conducted with professionalism. ECOWAS observers monitor the entire voting cycle from the opening of polling stations to the final tally of ballots. In accordance with regional observation standard, we are satisfied with the level of access guaranteed to our delegation. Dr. Diané said, noting that interactions with polling officials, security personnel, and voters reflected a generally transparent process. He added that ECOWAS hopes similar conditions prevail across the country as Guinea works to consolidate democratic rule. So yimu kuma kanati meng de murna nanje wulat namba karankanteng angle kango nyito ECOWAS la mol men yeki karte faw men keta Guinea Conakry sansanteng len sanginan sojar marlo men soto je kabrin kudeta nyin keta kunun ko karotil mo anin sey e presidential election ngo ya itandi ko nyin tata nyameng e nyemu kuleti men mo yilla ko abe betiala teng e ka betiata bakele atata ilaftala nyame so banko nyin abe mudla ni nata constitution marloto aybo degree marloto wala sojar marlo nyin transition nyin ka continue demanding e be diam ka wato men na ila capital nyin do Conakry wato men na meni ulita ECOWAS la molteng purukata ka korsroke kate fawo nyin na banko nyin kam nyin nyaton ko men wada ECOWAS missiono ni tata jeto ila nyaton ko membe ko Dr. Abdoulaye Diané ay mengitan ko kate fawo tata nyamen e atenko kono lemu anin atata kan ko la kan men anyanta tamala ko la ya tamandi wala anin fanan do kuno ECOWAS la nyin koroslal men tata en lade yeje korosi bakele de ninata kate fawo a fayta ñamen jeeto ya bele korosi a ñama tata ñama le anin fanan ko kabirin a datita wato men na police stationol ten anin control fanan keta ñamen ya bele monitor min a benin sartol le tata ñola comme ila observation o kake ñamen standard na africa banko ñinka safo na west africa ko kontanta ko la bakila de comme certified ko la ko e ñafale comme ñunu man kuntun tey ñato koko la delegation e access soto ka fula blabeto dr jane men dante natna tentem fanan ko inin mol men be ko men be sirin police station to inila du ñokono be sonne ate bolle kantar lal fanan yesilo yele ne anin fanan karte failal fanan ye meitandi wala general transparent comme karte fawoni ngono e meitandi jeto wala lankena mo keta kolla jeto nukun kuman ke je fengo fen a lankena matale procession ni ka continue natna mel la fa kol kam iko ya jiki ko atanyin ko kilon se keno dula kotangol tele ni na africa banko kulukulo kan comme guinée ya ke nyamen pour kanana democratic rule consolidate ila banko nyin kam barinte murona jam wala tan nganyinta nga be kala so ngata ila national news wala mu point you say ba national news eko Tostan spark rural revolution ending child marriage, stopping open defection and building democracy. Ni muka foldi ka foy Tostan wala lañu me ka murmura kan men ni santen pour que dan roke dinno la futu juno nyinna ka dan roke wala defection o men ga soto anim banan kana ka democracy fanan lonni lal to tari tabako watchdog team retrain to counter industry interference iko menu be karandi kan ni nada ka kantaro ke ate sisi fewalla tabako tabani pour donc meni ka de lay kane dadum sigarto o saba fewo nyina karo nyin dimbodo do fanam do and vo foundation strengthen fire fighting capacity with equipment donation ngaje ko ye fewon ledi ni meni ka fo do en bor ni no foundational ti ye bambantro ke pour dimba be kellala nyamen gambia banko kan pour ka sembentu yake ye joran ledi ni na ta gibe na polisol ka continue kata kerfatu ma gibe kerfatu men fintira kerfatu la portalo nyindo ko portalo wala ila newspaper den kra nyindo ka continue agriculture minister accused UDP of debunking Bantanjang by election demba sabali atel diam kanu kunun nyelto ngaji be ni kibaro ni I think finta kunun ne let me see when it was at 29 kunun ko atel diam kanu jang ni minister member ko seno bunda memadrala the deputy national president of the ruling National People's Party demba sabali accused the main opposition United Democratic Party of lacking the confidence to contest the upcoming Bantanjang ward by election, given that its failure to field a candidate betray fear and internal weakness. Ate tumiro men labaro mela momen lon dijetu so ngala be jalay kan wala so mu kibala men kunun ko le finda ngata Dubai la kibala ko men finda on the 38 o sa for 38 kunu ito la 38 ta wala be finda B o I give from 38 on sa ko men different from yesterday. Okay, so sa ko men finda jam B on finda standard news ba namanke in Bantanjang by election, NPP candidate pledge tractors and swift development. Ko Bantanjang NPP moment londi jeto pour ñing carte fa woni ko ay lahi dota be tractol dilale anim fanan yirwa ba samal na jetole minister memata trade claim government bo 90% of Bakoti Domsai I give metale this was 38 nyimi men dante ministre men marta safaro la ni industry regional integration o nyina anin kamol do ko sotondi modi cases atalamun secretary to state secretary to cabinet ning teoning atala diamuta ni nada jibe ay meita ne wala nyenti ko Sise said on Wednesday that the central government financed the overwhelming majority of the Bakote dam site redevelopment. Ate memfako Bakote dam site nyamo ka faida men. Ko nyaji bi do ku jama kata je mansakunda banyin wole kodo di purka do ko nyenge countering suggestion that abe men count kan wala abe men challenge can at that the Kanifi Municipal Council play a leading financial role. Comme abe wala counter kan ko Kanifi Municipal Council wala ko fang be bon okay abe wala counter kan Kanifi continue be kerfatle kerfado agibe ko change is not just possible, it is essential. Si meo Tal Ahmed Bensouda. Tal Ahmed Bensouda, atele fanan diamuta, ngala la New Year speaking in Benyam Foka Ngabinje Dominion, the mayor of Kanifi Municipal Council and a member of the United Movement for Change, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, on Tuesday, December 30th, 2025, outlined his vision for Gambia, where all citizens can benefit from the nation's resource, calling for unity and divisive action. Olam drong abitiam kan kunu wato men jamaa jele ole ngintu ga be komandro ke kan ko itol ilmen be ko ila kafome ka foe ko kafome falendro ila fitawalla Talib Bensouda talata lunyi na kunu December karotil tansaba ay men ngitande wala nyinte ko atla miro mente de pour Gambia la karo nyina wala nyinte ko banko dewul be nyanda ka imuna fang banko la soto fang nyina abe kumandro ke kam men na ron wala ngake kankiloti nga mamma nga tanyola sina banko do kuno nyame. In his New Year address comme nyimwala sankuta diamolti Bensouda ay seniandro ke ko sulo be ko do la membo ko kontiboro anim fanan kam be kanyandi ko kono anim fana fengol men zaje ko inyanta kake ani tangible progress ka jitandi nyame men atakala kuma kenson le bari abe kelale o I mean declare ko 2026 is a year when Gambia must change ko nyin sango men kanata wala msango sango men Gambia nyanta ka falling for every region ma fango ma fanna every community sidla and the diaspora handle member sirin jang all must be included. Being that kuna kol kono le Gambia bankola ko indo meo Talib Ahmed Bensouda men itan da be karanola about ga briefly so ngata Alifa Sala ate memfo Alifa Sala criticized NPP allies, says they have become underlining. Khalifa leti amuta alambaro na la kafunyol teng men kaftama abi wal jalai kambake de Alifa Sala, Secretary General of the People's Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism, that is DARBOE, has accused party allied with the ruling National People's Party, NPP, of losing their independence and effectively becoming subordinate to the party's authority. So, ateme mem fo kantrong ako nyaton ko mbe video aisen ko ay tumiro ke bake patiol men kafuta nyin la nyin ruling party ma wala nyin ko nyinu ifota ila independent nyin nale o kati na ko ti NPP inatna ke fenneti patilti men itol ka nyin dolle fon kete la nyaton ko ti to bayta ni kan in an interview on Coffee Time and Peter Gomez bitiam ka wato menna Sala was asked whether opposition parties might be better positioned to influence change from within the government, as some had joined the administration following the NPP coalition rise to power. Yangininka Peter Gomez, member sharing Coffee Time, and the proprietor or the CEO, kabira kalifa nyininga for oppositional si tarno lod la kendo le mensinati no palindro se keno nyamen masakunda la karol komen ni nada ko sai metembo mendo jamal kafuta ni maralo mo metembo mendo membe ko NPP la coalition nying rise to power komen ka ifutandi sembo nyindo to nga continue the money ko well you must evaluate what happened to those who went in and what they are today ako atem jabiro ke men yinda ka kol tenten ka jibe ye haima membe caring o mol menu tata geto and what they are today be nyadi bi obviously ako tonya fam ako they are marginalized yol moltale menu tate faye tata o patiolo nol yol taye gindi dumale ke jibe duma they do not have parties imam party soto anymore party table betembo mento and look at those parties that say that they are part of the coalition o party ol jibe a men fo nye ko sai ol men ko dabe coalition on nyin kono ako jibe ibe nyamen sai sala men fo ninkum itolla party ol boka fo koteke NPP le ka fo he stressed that joining a government entails collective responsibility, warning that members cannot distance themselves from a government's failure. You cannot just join a government that way and then depart. Whether it's wrong with that government, you have been a part of it, he noted. Sai jalarola nyimeni kafuta NPP ma o mansakunda party member tamandika ite kafuno ma niwol tata boita e man kol keno nyama ite fambo ni no nyama katao nyama ko nyajibe nimu feneti you have been a part of it ite fanandabe kol nyun konole itate bonni no je albela kafta nyoma ale kol ke itna na ifan bonni no je so ngajibe sai ngamur koma DARBOE menfo wala mu ay dandalaro ke bake national asset comme jang ñi men bondi wala mu kerfadu dabola kuma kan to le men bondi jedo speaking at the news conference at the party's Manjai bureau, Mr. DARBOE said the UDP let me see young baby coinciding so I'm necessary move back to standard news running akaranja is all the same. Okay. Speaking at a news conference at the party's Manjai bureau, Mr. DARBOE said the UDP remain firmly opposed to what it sees as the mortgaging or surrender of key national infrastructure to foreign interests. Singling out the Senegambia Bridge and the Gambia Ports Authority. That will be Jambuka Watermena, come press conference when Yaki, a journalist will command la bureau buying into Manjai. Dabo, I made it the walling into go a cotal velori, notally be bambaning ka balancola, meaning Yajako, a Adambaro Benna Fengol tail lakan, Keta Julola, or a Mokajin, surrender of key. Mena bankola dinkra kumal men beko keta ke di wandi banko molla la intra wala intresoka ay dinkra kilina fon ke sample ti membe ko farafenye ba yeltenda bambatenda senegambe bridge nying awol dol ke example ti anem banjun fon la poro nying so kamala DARBOE abe mem fo kantron wala mu banko ala fengol be mokeji kan nyamen so abole itandi kan comme masakunda ay failure men soto pour gaje ko ka bankola fengol manage ame manage no ina duna monege kata ka atella andi banko mo ya ka continue the warning we have spoken against the plaguing or the mortgaging of the Senegambia Bridge. We have spoken against it. Oko ndi amatale mbadada kaje ko nyimfengo ka tella wala Senegambia Bridge nyi ngandi amtale mbatata akonyin na mediam kala what you what and we have also spoken against the contract women D or non-contract or for contract women for contract the franchising of the Gambia port ka Gambia la poro ta ka bondi bulu ka dimo koton one of our biggest national asset ni dinkrame bankola soto fe mbala mu nyinti ka di foreign interest la wala ka di wandi banko mol la ul bije tamandla banko dole nyanto mon soto ka je tamando franchise ni yote bulu ka continue Mr. Dabo nyinin karo ke bage ko that means he question the national behind or rational rather behind such decision munebe nyin kusifa men simfame mansakunda ya tate munebe okoma suggested that atemen yin quarter wala into that they may not have been guided solely by the national interest konyim atemen yin quarter nyinu e manke komen mang makoyro soto mume ke drong nina de ka menako bankola interest nyin while stopping short of making direct accusation while stopping short of making direct accusation, he said concerns had been raised about possible personal benefit linked to the transaction. Komendron purga iko o watmo kanyin balanyin kolla balanyin tumiro men nate content nina ta gibe ay men yitan do sulole nyinde nyimu fende de men ko wulinditale ajeko about the possible person because me o sabu me nyin ko be samana molsa ajike ko nyimbe jeto anin kulebe chokri nyola denni nyola ka mena fankoto a transaction onye ibe tonomen sort le fango yer. Some are saying dolba fo kanko although I do not have any evidence coming dolka fo itol imang sedi aransoro that because of some personal gain there are some who are driving from the transaction. He said, I made it so. I think we should put Gambia above everything. Gambia ka follow ti janibe koko kela ita fang niye nibe bankola fang kuna. UDP the UDP leader said public opinion was increasingly aligning with the party's warning. Walam ako UDP la nyaton ko ako molla jero ten molla miranya be lafa kanne de menning patiola dandalaro nyin betaka nyola ayitanto ko wala nyinti ko noting that criticism once dismissed as obstructionists were now being echoed more widely. Coming if a federal manike by Nina give ingeta fenati akata kuntinteoti ko dola but damen sai nyagibe yin akuma kangonyim abe lafa kan abe finti kan jamanyin kono Nina da give ninkum abe sound kan. When we spoke against these things kabening de amtanyin ko dola, people thought we were just being impossible. Coming tolmu molati coming ntanola mano wala tinna that these are losers and they have nothing better to say. Coming tolman kusoton se memfono ninata mansakundala wala nambe nyin kumol foka I mean Dante. But alas we see a lot of people are also thinking the way we have thought. Sai ako ajibe sai mol fanan sai ke mira nyamen ndol ya mira no nyamen sai mol fanan ke mira wal nyama masakundala karonyina men Dante ka continue looking ahead to 2026 ka jibe nin karte fawmen gana presidential election on ning Mr. Dabo appeal to voters to back the UDP. I don't okay menika karro fay yellow UDP bambu promising what he described la hidota diko as experience and principled leadership. Walam nyimmu molelti tolmu molelti menu londo bebulle ay tan di nyamen anin fanan nyaton kol menu ika tamandroke dailol men kan obe mutari ibulle ibuka janke wole karal. I believe that 2026 will see the creation of a new Gambia. Ako nyin sama men kanaten obe kala feneti majala ko Gambia be dada kulal. I mean Dante. He said, every Gambian who really believe that this country needs good leadership. Como momor ning ite iba mira kan Gambia din o Gambia din comme nyin banko sa sulo be jeto pour ka nyaton ka kendol soto. Committed leadership men be pareri nyaton kolting and tested leadership men moli ajele ko ile nyaton ka be nyamin will vote for will be be katro faila wol yenne wolam jumalti wolam itulak ka foyme me ko United Democratic Party. He underscored the party's claim to transparency and accountability. Ndong ayitan po kendulato ko itola party yonying lankena mo kokurning anifana kontibo ubi lori bulle wati o wati be balanin damen ko that its decision had always been guided by the national interest. Itol ibe simfa tala jumala be o tete kan olam banko nyin na nafa wole be itol tete kan ibe lorin wolto wole ke makoy potuka je ko banko la nafa rebe lorin wole ka. At no time have we taken a decision that was self-serving. Ako anamanan soto dot wat la damen itol se kutano pour membe ke itol fan kunna nafa nyinte ako namanan ke dot. Decisions that we have been taken by us have always been in the best interest of the country. Itol wate ka simvalmenta wakake muneti drong bankola nafa intereso itol ke o simvaleta. Mr. Dabo also called for closer engagement with the media in the coming year. Abe kumandro ke kan kibar fundlala isnana e kafuma e suti ala iniye kula nyokan insang men kanate. Oyin journalist abe kibar sabalal bondlalu abe kumandi kan kaje go to help kombe puruka patiyo nyin na position nyin ka futandi dinkraldo and propose alternative comme patiyo call men se bankola ko tobendino abetiandino se futanino molma nyame patiyo kam men fo aka men safi journalist sa kata yo futanino molma nyame. For the new year in Sankuto nyin na ko nyin when tuabo la Sankuto nyin, the United Democratic Party looks forward to really working with the press for the designating of our position. Ko in Sankuto nyin United Democratic Party be nyato jibe kam pro eninyin se do ko keno nyamen wala mu impress wala journalist wala dulanyin ka ila kuma kan futandi ila lord la futandi molla ayimbe ke ala sankuto diamo nyina karol ko our views come to la jeri nyaldem our concern memon na sulolti and whatever solution ko kurne sinaken tolie tobendranti o men sinaken nye kukotati men asena kol falinno nyame ga men alternative we may provide se men dino sa be futani no molma nyame dabo be men foga dabala kumol kumfat lato he as he closed the briefing he wishes Gambians a happy new year and expressed confidence that country stood on the cause of change. Alama sankuto diala happy new year Gambia don be don I be tama yarin fanan komen bankola lodula be tembo men do fanan nyanda ka sotige. I wish you all a happy new year be dualal be sankuto nyina and commitment by every Gambian woman being a parents of Beacono, Kajako 2026, Gambia will redeem Gambia Binane, Kamurnang, Anyama Kotege, Kabetia, Ninata, Jibe, Ayalapunga Dame. So, Imukibalati, Ibe coincide, press Kajanjane, ka paper distribute within the media houses and journalists. So that's why I currently killing Jandusaim be Murlambita. Standard newspaper ngajibe kuma kawan men finta jito embe ning ngajibe amadba ye kuma kawan men for opposition council la dung woto the Minister of Local Government Hamat has accused local councils of prioritizing politics over service delivery to their electorates, saying this is why they are underperforming. Ate tumiro la local government nyaton ko member ko minister nying amat ba local council woleli ye political ke ila call follow nyinti la dogut la nyinto e nyanta do ko men kala kate falal men kate fay ma keno me itane wala na ila doku nya mantra fenke kan mantra perform ka. Speaking at the government press conference kama yo be men sotu kununko at the Sadora Karaba Jawra Conference Center on Monday, Tenalongina, Minsaba dismissed accusations that federal government does not support local councils, most of which are controlled by main opposition UDP elected officials. Ay bayro ke kuma kamala wato men na jamu gang ilanyim press conference men yake Tenalongina amad ba ay meyitan ni ko ñing molbe tumiro men ke gang comme central government buka ima koy ñanta subvention men dilela ko im UDP la ñing molbe maralola dinkral mendo aw kuma kan mobile ako let me tell you that this government support local government than any other government ako to lay mansakunda ñin mansakunda ti men nanaka makoyro ke ñing council la katambi mansakundal membe tambita Gambia banko ñinka. The problem is these councils are more political today than they are serving the people who elected them. Ako ñing council meni be tumi kanteng ako wolu bi wolmu politico da male be bulu bitilo ñinna ñanta do ko men kele ila moliye buka keno wala otinna. They are into more politics. Ibe politics jamale bale kono wayatina ko ibuka delivering keno ibuka la do ho keno nyanta menkela dividends of democracy comme democracy in talanya in karol. Ka continue anatna tumiro la olenginte ko he accused the council of making baseless allegations against the government nako ye ay tumiro ke council la ko nyunu ibe jalairo men ke kan Mansakundala, Omufeneti, Imalandi Dalilika. They try to use the government as a scapegoat. Coming, ko kamansa ilafila kamansa kundata ko kifendi to be borla nyame bari imake no moli be borla nyame be kanala nyame so ke excuse. It is baseless ko you feneti to mirola men among la fenkang among ke tonyati fana. The public knows that they are collecting hundreds of millions on their behalf, and they are not putting it into proper use. He said, he alleged rather. Ako jamaya alone neko ika kodo minta million le molbulu wala nyatango me ka amuta revenue anin fong finjama council la karonyina ndungo kodo nying me ka ta pruka ke nyanta do ko kala ibekana ke odoku la kokuna min anyanta kela nama ya tumiro men di ko ako ibukake proper use anyanta kela dame. Addressing claims of government interference in local councils abedam ka watu men na kodo la membe ko mansakunda da ka dake itol council la karonyin na de minsa ba adamantly denied this alotola aiban far ko jim mansoto he said I mean for because this is not true you manke tonyade let them give me one example ako say they are sample kilindi la wala phenomenon saitan no ko to interfere council la karongina ako the ever combative minister ko nying imale fo nyim moment wati ati a country wrong relations between the central government and most of the councils led by opposition politicians have not been cordial. Walam iko badi yanin kafnya min yanta katala man sakunda ning council jamal tema nina lagi be opposition be marlola damen aman jeman namade aman nama jeman tra diari ka mena cordial. The opposition mayors ila opposition la mayor ten kiamanol ten yetumiro la man sakunda kanne ko ibuki ifasa mume ke an or in some cases, kodol fang la karola even sabotayin ikela kol tale ikatinye bulu ninyata gibe them for political reason iko amansun fena political come. ngata Yankuba Dabo member ko Commissioner General kunun kuma kan ne finta biabe main challenge kan wala ko ka balang auditor la pour kanana auditing na ila execution yin. Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority Yankuba Dabo has rejected accusations that he interfered with or blocked audits at the country's tax agency, saying the institution operates openly and has consistently welcomed external scrutiny. Ate Yankuba memo Commissioner General ti na Revenue Authority menika nyatango kanim banko kang Yankuba Dabo ay bayro ke tumirol men yala ila dingra nyin kang ko ke dadung ka balang fanang nyin bankola nyin agency nyin pro auditor kana jeto ka je kontibo o kamala men fo wala nyin go to la institution o betama kan nyamin kenabato abe kobe ka kan wala to ko ya yibe tol wati o wati nyim mokoto men kana auditor general la mol men kana jeto pour kana scrutiny la wati wani na take welcome a India mo soto mindo West Coast Radio nyindo Mr. Dabo said audits were essential to the effective functioning of public institutions and should be understood as a tool for improvement rather than persecution. Ademe itande radio nyindo Peter Gomesia wala nyinti ko nying auditor kumata bake na fa warra bake pour ka je ko dinkra sitamano nyama nyame pour jamala nyin dinkra men ko ka men public institution ko nyimu feneti nyanda ka faham ko nyimu joran neti joran men ka ila dokol betiandi bake jannin e ba fala ko men modol sa fono ko men nyin ko e katra e no kanne wonti bari nyin mu do ku dinkral lati nyin be ma koy kanne wala auditor pour se operate no function nyamen jamala institution olte janko bay men fu ala dia mol ko I have never and I will never resist any audit because I said audit add value to what we do akwad namanang anim fanan dung atake la fanan anim fanan ate balanga fanan ka jiko auditol mu fenneti nyunu ika kumayan ika la dinkranyum kumayan di bakele ika kumayan di bakele ika menke wala ning ite monata bayte tarnalo do kudla beto at one time men beta koto so ni auditor ye kisiro ke yalong default ni kol kete damen nunkum wayatina ko ay kol sone andi bulle abi men emphasize kam ka continue Mr. Dabo I may emphasize down wala into emphasize that regular auditing was a normal part of institutional life ako kana watni wati ka jeko ka dugudla ka je kontibo ko nyimu institutional balloon yalti inaka balloon warning that organizations that resist oversight risk cultivating impunity. Wolem abidandra roke kang o abisinel roke kang nina ra kodol ka fol menu ka balang pour kana akela kol korosi ko men wulu ron wolem nyinti ko impunity ka sansan roke ko la men sinaja sinake no mantoro dolde. One thing ako kukiling that I always emphasize in coming lankena ma mole on coming itani mole is that wolem nyinti ko audit is part of our life. Audit kontiboro mu to la balu abe la balu la kono. It will lay institution and we must accept nyanta ka song that our institution na indo go dengral must be audited nyanta ka kontibo. If you have an institution nindo go dengra bebulu that is resistant menika balang auditor la karongina is not being audited because ge kontibo you will think iba miralako that you can do anything. It's a koku kenole wanyama lala ako hani because nyatondo problem obinel latal wayatina ko kabalang ukola among wal advice so ngina mu ala ko dolti menu la framem briefly so for time factor this is what we have your people today till after New Year we will back on the track again. Gachingalam.